episode of Financial Freeway. My name is David J. Atwood. I'm the man rocking the Ray-Bans. And what a stormy weekend we had. A lot of wind, a lot of rain, but the garden is doing well. It survived the wind. There's always a little bit of stuff moving around. And we have this robin that's been living in the garden, just gobbling up all the worms, just having a great life. Gabby goes in there, turns the soil over, and the robin's there just to have a delicious breakfast. So it is another kind of gray kind of week coming up for the next little bit. We've got not a lot of sun on the horizon, but you know what? God's watering the garden, as I like to tell Gabby. Never, not much of a fan of the rainy weather we get here in the shoulder months. But I keep saying, summer's coming, and it comes every year. It comes, and the summers last a little bit longer, and they're a little bit hotter. And when that sun's out and there's no cloud cover, it's starting to bake a little bit. So, climate change. It's so funny. For years, when I was in grade 12, I had a substitute teacher come in. Like a guy, one of the teachers took some time off sick, and she was there for a good couple of weeks. And she was very much about saving the planet, and her thing was talking about global warming, and it really resonated with me. And I remember listening to other people say, no, global warming is a myth. I was like, well, I don't know, because when I was a kid in Victoria, there was maybe 3 days out of the summer where you needed 3 days, 3 or maybe a week out of the summer where having AC was a nice to have. It was a comfortable thing. Now it's to the point where it's kind of necessary for a month, maybe even 5 weeks. It's getting warmer. I mean, the thing is when you go through something, when you live through something like that, when you live through people saying, no, it's a myth, it's a lie, it's propaganda, and then you live it, and then you, on the other side of it, you're like, well, the evidence is, it's overwhelming now that we have, climatic change. You start to realize as you get older that people do lie. People do lie for their own benefit. And now the whole global warming thing was one of those things where it was adults. And I always thought when I was a kid, you knew kids lied, because kids lied every day. Kids would walk around and say, oh, my uncle is 7 feet tall. No, we measured him the other night. 7 feet tall. It was right after he ate a Buick. No, we'd hear that stuff all the time from kids. But adults, the guys who had all the keys and wore the blazers, and what's going on here? Oh, people. Left to pass. Right to save gas, for Pete's sakes. And now this guy's blocking me in. I never understood that, why people would drive that way. Would actually not driving away to get to where they're going or get out of the way of the traffic behind them, but actually driving away to block traffic, to slow it down. Never understood that at all. They're like being the cop of the road. And I've talked to guys who actually do that, and they laugh and laugh. I think it's the most hilarious thing to block other people in so they can't get to work on time or get home on time. And they just take true entertainment out of it. Never understood that. When I'm on the road, I want to get to where I'm going. And on top of that, I don't want to be the reason people aren't getting to what they're going. And if there's someone being aggressive behind me, I let them pass, get around me, don't want it. So when I was a kid, I was always thinking, well, the people in charge, the grown-ups, the teachers, the principals, the parents, the coaches, well, they don't lie because there's nothing in it for them. I mean, they're the boss, they're the authority. So I just assumed that all grown-ups didn't waste their time lying and telling stories to people about things. And then when I found out that no, they do, people lie all the time. It was shocking to me. It was really, really shocking to me. It's just and the funny thing is the people that lied. I didn't want to talk about this morning, but just a funny thing. The people that actually lie and tell stories about how what things are to their own benefit, they're the most distrustful people. They're the people who will, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Why are you crossing the highway like an idiot? Yeah, you better run. It's 20 feet from a crosswalk, and he just, okay. Never understood. I just don't understand people. So, on the other side of that, you realize, yeah, people lie. Grown-ups lie, and they'll lie. A lot of times they lie just not to be embarrassed. A lot of times they lie to make themselves look good, and I hear it every day. A lot of times what I have to do is I have to hold people accountable for things at work, what I do. Because my job with supply chain is to know where things are. So when somebody has an item or a piece of equipment, I have to go to them and go, hey, do you have this? We've had things left on foreign countries, on jetties, as they're leaving. And I say, well, why did you do that? And then the lies come out. It's so silly. Or, hey, it wasn't me. I never touched it. It's like, it's your signature here. It's kind of crazy. I just, and just to save face, just to be the guy who doesn't have to be embarrassed or have to deal with a conversation with his boss. Hilarious. But that's not what I'm talking about. I didn't want to talk about climactic change or how grown-ups can't tell the truth because they're just like little kids. I think I learned that grown-ups are just like little kids. I think I learned that more when I became a parent and I started having my own kids, and I realized I had no idea what I was doing, and I realized that I'm just a kid raising kids. That's when I realized, oh my God, my parents were just kids raising kids. Oh no, we're all in trouble. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about was rules and freedom, and how freedom is not the opposite of following rules. It really isn't. There's I just remember this one show. It was an episode of House where this girl was a 16-year-old, a world-class competitive sailor. And she was sailing around the Atlantic to break another Guinness Book of World Records. She was, she had cancer, excuse me, in her arm. And they had to amputate her arm. But if they amputated her arm, she was going to not be able to sail, and that was her life. Her life was sailing. 16-year-old. It's a great episode. But there was a time when this guy was talking to her about her sailing technique. And she said sometimes she did the opposite of what everyone else was doing. Like when other people would jig, she would jag. And I don't know a lot of sailing terms, so forgive me. But she was doing the opposite of what other people were doing and winning these competitions. And one of the things she said, it just haunted me, it stayed with me forever, was, at my level, the rules are different. And I thought, that's when you get really good at something and you have unconscious mastery, the rules are different. But to me, it's like driving a car. If you're driving a car, You need to follow the rules of the road. You need to follow them until you get good enough to start to be a little bit more flexible with the rules of the road. Bend them. Because if you don't know what you're doing, you better get to the point where you have unconscious mastery, which means you need to start at the bottom and learn the skills. So many people want to just be free and just do what they want, and they don't want to follow the rules. They want to break the rules and do their own thing. And that comes with things like education or investing or saving, or that's the world I live in. And I hear people all the time like, no, you don't understand. I got a plan. I'm going to do things my way. And it's like, no. The older I get, the more I realize this one thing. If you are wanting to become really free, you have to be, in the beginning, constrained by the rules. Like, I liken this to like playing guitar. You can play guitar any way you want to. And you can play it like a drum and like a bongo. You can turn around and you can tap the back of it. Or you can, just hit the strings with a can of soup. Whatever you want, you can do it, but it's not going to be beautiful. It's going to be a mess. But what you do is when you're learning an instrument, you learn the rules of the instrument. You learn the rules, you learn the chords, you learn the scales, you learn the progressions, you learn timing. You learn all these things. And then I've heard these amazing percussion guitar players where they do use the guitar as a drum. And they're slapping the strings and they're hitting harmonics with these crazy sounds that they're making, but they're beautiful. And the reason they're beautiful is because when they picked up the guitar, they played an E chord. They played House of the Rising Sun. They played the boring stuff and they walked through following the rules. And they kept following the rules every day. And then when you get really good within the constraints of the rules, that's where you can start to kind of branch out and find that freedom. And that true freedom, that true beauty, that purpose really doesn't happen until you've got to that level of unconscious mastery of whatever it is that you're doing. If you're living your life and you have a parent that's laying down rules for you, there is beauty in that and there is freedom in that. And a lot of people don't quite get that. Like, a lot of people truly believe that, in order to be free, there has to be no boundaries on you and you can explore and do what you want. Well, that leads to overdoses and suicides and car wrecks. Like, it really does lead to tragedy. You need to help yourself by living a good life, by finding those boundaries. Now, as a child, with my world, I didn't have boundaries. And there was a lot of things I could get away with that most of my friends couldn't, and it actually made my experience in life, my experience growing up, not that enjoyable. And I found that there is a beauty in the boundaries that we have in life. Imagine getting a new job, and you decide to break all the rules in the beginning. No, that's not what you do. You follow the rules. You do what you're told until you understand how the things work, and then you realize where there's the flexibilities, where there's the, Friday night, Friday evening after work, the boss is like, you know what, things are good. You've been following the rules all week. I'm not saying it's about reward and punishment, but I'm using it as an example. My point is, I'll stick with the music. I've heard the most amazing guitar come from people who are breaking rules. But those people are only breaking rules because they're at a level where the rules for them are different. And you can't get to that level until you master the basics. And that means following the rules. It's not it's not the worst thing. It's actually quite a comfortable thing to know the rules. What are you doing? Why are you stopping? It's a green light. Come on. Oh, people. It's a good thing to know the rules. It's a great thing to master the rules, and it's a really good thing oh, this guy. Oh, why this guy? It's so weird. I get behind him every morning. And it's a good thing to know the rules, master the rules, and get to a point where you can bend the rules and get to a level of mastery of what your life can be like, where the rules at your level are different. And you'll know that. I mean, look around. Look what the boss does. The boss doesn't follow the same rules. Look what the owner of the company does. He doesn't follow the rules. Look what the big corporate, like the big corporations, the international corporations, they don't follow the rules because they're at a level where the rules are different. And it's unfortunate, and you may not like it, but that is the way the world works. It really does. Anyways, folks, master the basics, master the rules, follow the parameters that are there for you in your life, master them, get good at them, and that's where you're going to find true freedom, when you find that mastery. Really is. Anyways, folks, thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, blah, 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 all that stuff. It's all good. It all makes for, oh, I don't want to park there. Helps me. It all helps me with my algorithms and keeps me, oh, I'm entertaining the guys with my parking again. These guys do not like my parking. Someone made a comment about it the other day. I was getting out of my car and they go, hey, thanks for all the entertainment with your parking strategy. I'm like, I do the best I can here. There we go. I have this guy here. Yeah, notification, hit the notification, hit the thumbs up, that's always good. And also, check out financialfreeway23.ca. Stuff is coming this week. I'll be working with my partner Seth to upload some more YouTube videos. And as I always say, spread the word, spread the gospel, spread the hope that we're trying to create with this channel. It's our goal here to make sure that everyone understands that they have an inalienable right to live a life of success, happiness, and abundance. Wherever you are in the world, God bless.